All right, once again, we're back. We're not going to give his name. I'm sitting in a client's.
Hide the name.
Hide the name. I'm sitting in a client's. What do you call this? They rent them out at the sports book, so they have seats reserved for. You got to be a high roller.
It's usually for horse racing guys, but
reserved for kings. This is for the March Madness tomorrow, so people. I've seen them boot people out of here like they look shocked that they're getting told to get up when his name is literally on this piece of paper that says reserved for.
Pretty clear.
It's pretty clear. So it's after hours. We got the lines up for tomorrow. But let's talk about the fact that NBA. First of all, who has a better beard, Harden or me?
Harden.
I say,
Let's show him the photo where you took the beard off.
We can. He's recording all
Next
this
video, beard off.
All right, so let's talk about NBA real quick. When you see something like tonight, Harden scored 61 points for the second time. I mean,
I wish I was him.
Are you excited for the NBA playoffs, even though it's March Madness right now?
Yeah. I'm pumped.
You're pumped.
A lot of value. So much money coming in on so few games.
And the limits are high.
Limits are high, another key. And contrarian value, just like this March Madness, contrarian value goes up too when this is the case. So I'm pumped. Can't wait.
So you have more liquidity. It's easier to get down those 10-dime bets like Washington.
Pretty much.
Yeah, like people are shocked when a lot of places people try to walk up to the window. Even here, they're still taking bets right now, overnight lines. But these overnight line limits, we're at the Mirage right now. They're small. Right? They're not taking a 10-dime bet right now.
Well, I think for this,
I mean, it's midnight in Vegas.
I think.
Wait, so let's talk about it. It's midnight in Vegas right now.
That's why we're yawning.
So it's 3 a.m. in New York, right? So the overnight offshore lines are moving quite a bit because it's already, 3 hours. People are going to be up 3 hours. In New York, already logging on their websites, looking at the lines. So how do you think that East Coast, New Jersey betting, because you flew out there for that contest where in 3 hours, that all those people are going to be standing in line with the books. Do you think that actually affects the lines now more?
Not really.
Okay.
No, because it doesn't go to full limits till like 8:15, 8:30 here.
Which is about 11:30.
Yeah. So it's crazy. Even at like 10 o'clock over there, they can't bet that much. I mean, they might be able to over there. Yeah, it's weird. I don't know how it works. I don't know if they have higher limits right at 8:30 over there too. I'm not sure. It's an interesting question, but. No, most of the betting is through the offshores and here, I think, still. But I think that will change. I think that's getting ready to change. The handle will go up all over the country.
Well, obviously,
we'll be a small part of it. Yeah.
Right. So you got the NBA playoffs starting. Obviously, the NHL playoffs. You don't do anything in the NHL. Are you a fan? I ask you every year. Are you a fan of the Golden Knights? Because I can't get away from their insignia, their emblem, their marketing. Everywhere I look. Even the crap tables here have them on the felt. I mean, are you?
Oh, T-shirts. Yeah, you name it.
It's like over. At least you'll get a little Oakland love once that comes. Or Raider love. I mean, are you at all anyway a fan of the game? Like a ticket tonight's game is $500. We had clients that came in from Canada. They refused to pay. Their bucket list is to always go to a game wherever they go.
Oh, okay.
And he's like, it's ridiculous. It's $500 to go to a nothing game. I mean, big money here in Vegas to go to a hockey game. What do you think about that?
I don't know. If you fly all the way to Vegas, you probably see the game.
I know.
I don't know.
But what do you think about
that's a bucket list.
Do you think these people are like
bucket list shouldn't have?
Well, let me ask you, from a betting point of view, do you think there's an angle in hockey, or it's just too random?
Probably look to fade the Golden Knights as much as you can. Go against all big moves. And if they're doing really good, that value will go up. If they're struggling, probably not as much value. That's what I think.
And could you say the same thing for the Raiders on inflated lines in football, NFL?
Yeah.
Because I talked to a sportsbook manager at an unnamed big book, and he said we're always sided on the Raiders. And this was last year and the season before, so obviously it's going to only get worse with the Raiders.
When they did really, really bad, I don't know about that. But I mean, you say a manager told you so. But I remember a lot of those spreads would get better, and they'd still lose by more than the improved line. So, but it's tough. They're actually here in Vegas, so yeah, probably people back them even when they're bad.
Right.
Yeah. So being here in Vegas, if they're actually doing really good and in winning streak, there's probably a record amount of contrarian value to fade them.
Right. So you're always basically, I mean, you don't want to be on the side of all these guys. I mean, I have the funniest, you want to hear the funniest, my funniest contrarian wager? I walk through a casino, if I count how many people are wearing the same shirt, and then I usually fade them. So I did that yesterday. It was Michigan. Every sportsbook I walked in.
That's pretty funny.
Every sportsbook I walked in, it was literally 80-1 Michigan. Michigan, not Michigan State, Michigan. I was like, you know what? I'm fading Michigan. It didn't work out. I didn't give it to my clients, but yeah. Don't call me and tell me you faded, and then now all of a sudden every team's winning. But maybe there's just the people that are flying out here because they know they have a good team. I mean, you're not flying out here if you have a bad team. You're not going to see a lot of Maryland, even though we're from Maryland LSU tomorrow. You're not going to see a lot of Maryland shirts in this book, I can assure you.
Yeah, I kind of feel like a lot of the fans don't want to go to the actual game, so they're like, fuck it, I'll go to Vegas to watch it.
Right, they just get into all their gear.
Yeah.
Right. What like that Ohio State game tonight, obviously the biggest amount of traveling fans in college, I would say, is Ohio State.
Yeah, Ohio State. Michigan is actually up there. They're both equally travel well. But yeah, I mean, for some reason here, and this is a crazy team, Wofford had a big rep, especially in this casino. Wofford had a huge representation. I'm shocked. Wofford. They won. They came through. The guys were going crazy. So it just, it's all geographic. And
so I know you make your picks based upon different criteria, especially in college basketball. What do you do with teams like Liberty that upset when these fives upset these 12s, when these sixes upset, when these teams come off an emotional victory? Like you knew, like last year, UMBC beat Virginia. The next game they just got wrecked. So do you look at that like Liberty just won tonight? They won outright. The odds are they shouldn't have won, obviously. So they won. So a 12 beating a 5. The next game normally, is it an easy fade to fade that team?
Well, it depends on who. Are they playing somebody that was favored by 20 and then won by 18?
Like UMBC.
And nothing happened. Or, and then it's a situation by situation. But yeah, when someone has a
little score,
tear down the goalpost type win, or whatever, cut the net, whatever the term is for that, you want to look. It's a fundamental look to go against them, but not always. But yeah, in the long run,
I mean, UMBC was the biggest upset, though, one beating a 16, but
and that's your school.
Right, but
what's the odds of that?
I mean, that's what's the odds of that?
You even said before the game, are we going to pull off the history?
Right, but the next game, the point was the next game, it was like they're back to their old self. They got just destroyed whoever they played. So again, I was joking around with Mike this morning. I was like, why handicap? Just take the 5s against the 12s.
Was it K-State they lost to? Yeah, I think it was.
Yeah.
And I think they actually covered, though.
Right, they did. But I'm talking about, did you hear, by the way, the cameraman also is a bettor, one of your clients. Did you guys hear about the guy that bet $500,000 to win $27,000 on Texas Tech today on the money line at the win, and they took the bet?
No, I didn't hear about it.
It was all over Twitter. Yesterday, he bet a game for $500,000 to win $37,000. He won it on the money line. He's taking all these, supposedly they're going to win, not upset teams. And then today he went back and he rolled it. They didn't pay him. They left it in the cage, and he said roll it all in Texas Tech on the money line. It was $500,000 to win $27,000. You're just asking to get crushed when that upset comes. I mean, would you ever do something like that?
Yeah, the juice really gets you. I mean, you can't just go, this is
$500,000 to win.
No, but you can't just look at, when it's, what is that, minus, I can't even do the math, 1,800? Or
yeah, exactly.
18. Anyway, the juice still gets you. Because the dog's going to win 1 out of 13 or whatever it is, and you're paying 18 to 1. So, yeah, it's tough. It's not.
These guys
it's
are
fun for the story. I think they just want to be.
They're here for the weekend. They're doing it on a short-term basis, trying to hit and run. You can't sustain doing that long.
And the book in the regular season wouldn't take that bet anyway. They're doing it because it's March Madness.
I think they would take the bet. Just a place like the Win, I think they'd take it.
So
Someone wants to do that, okay. Risk 500 to win 27 when it break evens a lot. I think they take it.
So let's talk about MLB. MLB started. There's 2 games in the books. I think Seattle's 2-0. Now, here's the thing. Seattle's 2-0 in Tokyo. The first game, they were plus 180. They won. The second game, they were plus 150. They won. So we're 2-0 in MLB, regular season MLB, and both dogs have won. Now, you were telling me it's hard to overcome the VIG, and I made the case that because I have my own systems where I'm on the dog side. There you go. Now you're a fan.
Are we talking about Seattle?
Yeah, we're talking about Seattle. Yes, we are. 2-0 in the MLB. But again, the guy laying one. The guy laying one. Listen, I asked your brother here. Why did he throw the ball and not run? I mean, that's all I see. When I see
be
that,
careful. We got
when I see that hat.
Ravens, Falcons, and no, you're both Ravens.
Both Ravens.
When I see that hat, that's the first thing I think of. Why did he not throw the ball? Why did he throw the ball, not run? Right. But in all seriousness, how do you overcome laying 175 in a baseball game on a consistent basis? How do you do it?
Well, you have to hope in theory that it's light and should be that they win 65% of the time instead of 62 or whatever you're paying for, basically. That's how. But I don't really get involved in those. I mean, if there's a market,
you're looking for the 105s in the total. You have a parlay.
No, either way. But
we're not going to give out the rules, but you're going to be releasing to your members via us your parlay strategy in MLB, which you've kept private and been using.
We are so excited about it. We just
dude,
look.
I can't be serious. Go ahead.
Baseball parlays. You guys like to parlay and hit 3 and 4 and 5 and 6, sometimes 7-to-1 shots. We got a good system for you.
Now, you do not do that system in college and pro football and basketball, correct?
No.
Now, Kenny White, you're friends with Kenny. I know you had a lot of fun with him in Jersey and in New York.
His stories. I almost wish I could tell.
Nah, we're not gonna. We don't.
No.
But Kenny, you know, all my podcasts, all my videos, all my radio shows I've done with Kenny, he says the same thing. The only sport worth parlaying is baseball. You get the true parlay odds. He basically said, listen to this for you football bettors. He said a 3-team parlay, you get robbed in football and you get robbed in basketball. They're not the true odds.
Well, if you put one of them something other than minus 110, you would get the true odds. But in baseball,
no, but the average guy walking up betting 3 games at 110, you're not getting the true odds. 6-1.
Right. Baseball guys. With our parlays, we're gonna get you guys some value, so you don't worry. These guys will take care of you. You know, right?
Because you're gonna be on the cruise ship.
No, but yeah. It's tough. It's tough to field a bunch of phone calls or text messages when I'm drinking. You know, I've already released the
What's
picks.
the over/under on cruises this year?
9.
Wow. You have to think about it.
The last cruise I went
I have
on.
11, but it's like, can I really go on 11? It might only be like 5. I might go on all 11. I don't know.
So you want another drink?
No, I'm just feeling great about baseball parlays, guys. I mean, you know, every year I get real excited when baseball's going to start.
Right.
And now we got you guys here. And, you know, this is just, you guys don't miss out this year. That's all I'm going to say.
Yeah, I mean,
we
look.
won last year. We're going to use the same strategy that we've been using that's made us consistent money during baseball. And now you guys get to be a part of it.
That's it. Ring it, pick up the phone, call Vegas Ringers. Mike will take your call. I'll take your call. You can listen to all 3 of us. Sometimes he appears on our radio show on Wednesday with Brian Blessing, sportsinsiderradio.com. As always, follow this man on Instagram and Twitter at Vegas Ringers. And just remember, do you want plays from people that handicap games and sell picks, or do you actually want to follow somebody's cash wagers? Because again, I think that
real and in the field.
Real and in the field. And like I said, you know, how many people are actually sitting in a sports book at midnight in Las Vegas because they're here betting overnight numbers? I mean, you're not here because you felt like being here. You actually ran over to another book because they had a better number.
True story, yeah.
And you got locked out because they were closed.
Now, another true story. You didn't have to bring up that part, but yeah.
So what do you do? So look, I want these guys to understand that. What do you do when you get locked out and you can't get that number? Do you just hope the number's right in the morning?
Yeah, I was just going to say
That's
that. Yeah, I know. You hope that you wake up and it's like that same price or better, you know? And then if it's a lot worse, you just pass on the play.
You hear? Say,
All about value. Pass
Say,
on the play if the value gets away, guys.
pass on the play if the value gets away,
We have
because there's
plenty of
always
plays.
another game.
There's always another
That
game,
is your
another
March
baseball parlay, whatever you need. We got you.
23rd. Early morning 23rd report. We'll talk to you tomorrow.